Good afternoon, this is Jim Kiefer here at Kiefer Farms with bees, blackberries, and beef. We have bees down in the distance. This is our blackberry patch, and as you see here, we have a mess in this row. This is the last row. We didn't get to it last fall. We are replacing all of our trellising, and what we've done is we've gotten these are 8-foot T-posts, and they are running a wire up top, and we're tying our main canes up at about the 6-foot level, and then all of the side canes will be tied off down below that on our cross tees. We've been growing blackberries on the farm here for more than 30 years. We've used this system for at least the last 25 years, and I helped my dad put all these trellises in. Me and the kids did, like I said, 25 years ago-ish. And so the cross tees are rotting and the wires are coming out, and so it was time for an upgrade. So last fall we began that process. Again, some 8-foot T-posts driven at intervals. These are 50-foot rows. We start with a 8-footer, then we have one in the center and one at the end with the high wire up there, and then on the regular 5-foot T-post driven into about 4 foot, we'll put a cross tee at near the top and about knee level, and then there's a hole on each side of that cross that will house a wire that runs through there so that we can tie the arms to. So you can see here there's no ground cover here. Several years ago, 2020, December of 2020, my dad passed and left us the patch, and so we decided it was too much labor. Dad spent a lot of time over here crawling around on his hands and knees, weeding, mowing, trimming, and there was just no way I could keep up with that and the beehives and my family, and I'm the pastor of the church. So we put down the ground cover, and it's just doing a fantastic job. That's been down since 2021. So this is our fourth. We're at 2025 now. So we have 9 of these 50-foot rows here. These are triple crown blackberries, and you can see here we've trimmed for the spring. We've cut off at the end of the season, we cut off all dead canes, leaving only the new stuff that's going to produce in the following year. So we came back this spring and we cut out anything that was attached to the ground, starting a new sprout. We've begun tying up to the top wire where it wasn't already, and we've cut back all our canes that grew over the winter, last fall and winter, to a manageable length. Usually I try to tell them to cut them off about arm's length, 2.5, 3 foot long, and so anyway, we go through in the spring and we trim back and tie off, getting ready for them to really bloom out. And they haven't started, the buds have just started popping open on some of them. We've got a few leaf outs here and there. That's really going to happen in earnest over the next 2 weeks. And so we want to get these tied up. So I got spring tensioners from the fencing department at the home center that I use to tighten these up and keep them tight. It's an upgrade that I'm doing that my dad didn't, but over the years the T-posts tend to lean and the wires tend to stretch and they break. Dad used a light gauge wire. I'm using the heavy fencing wire, high tensile wire, and so anyway, yeah, that's what we're doing. And one of the biggest challenges for you is going to be bugs. We haven't sprayed insecticide here since probably back in 2020, the last time Dad did it, and he was very conservative with that. I try to only spray a couple of times a year. What I've done since then is I've just used soapy kitchen Dawn dishwashing detergent or Ajax, and kind of wash them down. and only when I'm seeing the fly larvae and different things get after it. Like I said, I'm a beekeeper, so I don't want to kill the bees, so we try not to use any of that heavy stuff. But the biggest help to do that is to cut out your dead canes as soon as you're done producing, and only leave the new canes. And what happens is these bugs lay their eggs in the cane, and you can see here this swollen section. That's where they've laid eggs in there, and they're swelling up and they're going to hatch out. And what I've found is if there's more, this one has, there's 2 spots right here, maybe another small spot right here. This cane is susceptible. It may or may not produce well. Nice healthy canes don't have any on them. If they have one swollen patch, they'll probably be fine for the season. If they've got more than that, they tend to not do well. And so anyway, not wanting to spray insecticide, the very best thing you can do is cut out all your dead canes at the end of the production and burn them. Get them off somewhere and burn them. And so one of the challenge I've had with the kids, Dad never burnt. He just shoved them off in the weeds over there, and then that gives those bugs the opportunity to hatch out, come right back to your plant, and do their dirty work again. So we've got a big gully up there that I'm having them pile all the dead stuff in and all the offalls, and we're going to burn it and get rid of it and destroy all those bugs. So we're diminishing our bug population instead of allowing them to hatch out and come back and reinfest. So this spring, our goal is to get this last section tied up, get the last section of landscape fabric down and pinned down, and that way we don't have to worry about this. And then cover up any sections that has begun to deteriorate, like these here. I've got 2 layers here in the walkways between the 2 sections, so I'll probably, this isn't a big deal, but up through there, if there's places where there's stuff growing, we'll probably cover that up again. But yeah, and I get my landscape fabric from Vevor, VEVOR.com, and it's really good stuff. Lasts a whole lot longer than anything you get in the home center department, so and less expensive. So I hope that's helpful. We'll check back with you later on.